Welcome back to my backyard. Okay, it's been a couple of weeks. We've had some bad weather, we've had some good weather, but you see today, it's a beautiful day. So, let's see what kind of progress we have on our plants. It's still kind of early, but if you remember the oak seed, not much change. If you look in there, it's still green. So, we're just going to still wait. Going to keep them here in its hole. The second one, still there, no change. The other leaves have fallen off, but that's fine. That's what they do in the wintertime. So just make sure keeping them in the ground because we still have frost coming, but keep them watered. Make sure they don't dry out. That is really critical. But what I want to show you next is, let's go grab the maple tree. And I just want to show you how to do some cleanup on there. Now, if you look in there, you can see there's a little bit of moss. And moss is okay. I mean, it's a good indicator if your soil is moist. So if you develop moss in there, don't worry about it. But if you want the moss out of there, it's just really easy to get rid of it. All you got to do is just get regular moss killer, run it really diluted in a little container. Just get it wet, and whatever you don't want, like we'll swab this right here, we'll just swab it on there. We'll just take this off of there, let it sit, and you can see it's already turning black. And get that off of there. And I don't want this under here either, so we'll get this done. And what we can do as part of our cleanup, as you can see on the bottom, I kind of excavated it to expose some of the roots, just to kind of give it a little interesting detail on there. Nice, interesting feature. But it's kind of building up, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of scrape some of that out of there. Now, when you're scraping around the roots, make sure, be careful, because you don't want to damage all this stuff. This stuff is supposed to be underground, but we're going to slowly expose more and more of that. Nice neighbor dog, huh? And just to kind of give it more of an interesting look. And what I use on that is this. Just a regular old chopstick. It's made out of wood. It's not going to damage anything. And you can just go in here, and anything you don't want, we just get it out of there. Expose some more of the roots. And then we're going to slowly, over time, expose more and more of these roots. So eventually, it's going to be sitting on a root pedestal. See, and you can dig around with this chopstick, and it's not really that detrimental to the tree. It's not going to damage the roots as long as you're careful with it. And we just get some of that cleaned out of there. And then for the roots that you don't want, it's still early in the year, so you can go ahead and just trim them out of there. So I'm not really going to cut too many, but like these little tiny ones, we'll just get them out of there and just keep the main ones in there. And to do that, I got this set of tools. Check that out. Can you see that? Nothing really fancy, but I mean, I've been using old pruners, and I figured I'd just get something that's more suited to the job. So, I'm just going to go in there. Now, these things, I did clean these things. They recommend on some of the shows I've watched that you clean these with alcohol, and I've already done that. So, we're just going to trim off these little tiny ones. And just pull them out. And it's just going to give it more of a feature look in there. Now you don't want to get too much dirt in there either, because that's going to really dull your scissors. But I think that is all that I'm going to take out of there today. So I'm going to look around the rest of the tree, see if there's any cleanup that we need to do. I've done pruning on it before. See, I don't know if you can see this. See, I've cut this, but I just had a regular set of pruners. But in this kit, we got another set. And these are designed just for that. You can see it's at an angle and it's rounded. So when you cut that branch off, you want it to more have a rounded in shape, and it's going to heal up a lot better. I wish I had these last time. But we can just go up in there. And don't go completely flush. Just get it kind of close on there. And wow, did that work sweet. I really like these tools. But then you can just get it down just a little bit closer. That way it kind of blends in just a little bit more. And on here, we just turn it and see what else we got. See the very tips of these. If I can do it so you can see that. Get that off of there. Get that off of there. Boy, these are nice, man. You can really get in there and get the job done. And look, there's a little tiny dead one right in here. Oh, let's go back to the other ones. There, and just give it a more clean look. See, I'm taking a look around. Oh, here's another one up here. Well, I'll tell you right now, after using this, I would highly recommend getting some of these, because this works really nice. Get rid of this dead one right inside of here. And what you want to do when you prune this, if you've done any pruning, of maple especially, whenever you cut the branch, like where you cut it, it comes out in two, and then when you cut it again, it's going to come out in two. And you want to just keep that going, and it's going to end up, you'll see when this is done right here, that it's going to fill out pretty nice. And I think, well, let me touch up some of this moss still right here, because I just want to get it off of here a little bit. Like I said before, it's okay to have some, but if you don't want it on there, go ahead and just get it off of there. See, I'll leave that on there, and that's just going to die and fall off anyway. Okay, so that's our maple. We'll put them back over here. And now let me go get the other tree. Here we got our 30-year-old horse chestnut. Now, somebody made the comment last time they never heard of a horse chestnut, so you made me look it up. This is a horse chestnut. It is a real thing. So anyway, 30 years old. We're going to do kind of the same thing we did with the maple tree. We're going to take a look around, get our big pruners right here, and see if there's anything dead that we can take off. You can see right here, I don't know if you see that, that's a cut from a while back. And there's nothing you can really do with that. It's just an odd tree. But this right here, we can take the end of this one off and clean that up a little bit. Well, I'm telling you, these are nice. And you can see on this one, we got 3 branches budding on that. It's going to look really nice. Nothing here. Yeah, this tree doesn't take a lot of pruning, just a lot of cleaning. And once again, you can kind of see some moss on here, and a little bit of moss is fine. It makes it look old. Keep that there. And the only other thing we're going to do with this, we'll go ahead and we'll get all these leaves out of here now. Oh, and look what we got in here. A failed acorn. There's another one of my attempts, but that's just to show how hard it was to make to try to get anything sprout, any oak tree to sprout. Okay, and you can see on this one, can you see that in here? See, I've exposed this one root, and it just gives it an interesting feature. Just makes it look like some ancient tree. So there we go. We'll keep an eye on it. You can see this one is just coming out beautifully. It is just starting to bud, but this usually is the first tree that does that. So we'll keep track of that. And in a couple of weeks, we'll come back, take a look at the progress, and see what else we can do to keep them clean in here. I want to thank you very much for stopping by, looking at my website. I want to thank my videographer, and thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time.